And welcome back, everyone. Who would win time? From Travis K. Batman versus uh, uh, La Muerte, or sorry, I think it's El Muerte or El Muerto. It's death. I can never remember. Muerto, Las Muerto is like the death or something like that. But the death from Puss in Boots. This is this is an odd versus because this is not about weapons or skills Batman can throw at Death, who I'll refer to as Death, because he is Death. He's not something Batman can actually beat. Similar to what the whole point of the fight with Puss in Boots and him was. That's bad grammar. Similar to what the fight represented between him and Puss in Boots, where Puss basically knew he couldn't defeat him, period. Like, he could hold him back, he could fight him off, but he accepted the fact that, look, I know I can never defeat you, Le Morto, but oh God, I can. Le Morta? I'm death in Spanish. Hold on. Spanish for death. Muerte. Muerte. my pasty white boy Spanish is coming in strong. Muerte. Basically, I can never defeat you, Muerte, but I'll never stop fighting for this life. And he had to relent. It was, first off, he lost. He actually said in Spanish, when you read the translation, it's why do I go and play with my food? He was out to kill Puss, but then he saw that Puss was no longer the cat he originally was. He actually now valued life. He's like, God damn it, I can't do anything. It's not. You've learned your lesson. God damn it, you're not that arrogant bastard. Oh, damn it. All right, I'll let you go. But you know I'll meet again, right? So that's what that fight's about. This would, I guess, be the same fight. Whether or not Batman could prove to Death that he's not worth taking yet. And you might think, well, would it be exactly that? And maybe we see in the, what was it? Justice League Dark movie where Batman is part of that, is joining the Justice League, or joining the magical side of it. That the death rates that hover over individuals when they're about to die, they even like looked at Batman and just say, "This one has eluded us for some time. It is vexing." Even Batman's like, "Boo." um, so, um, so we actually have, at least in some interpretations of Batman's lore and history, spectral visions, spectral beings of death wanting him, but annoyed that he's been able to elude death for as long as he has. So I could maybe see a scenario like that. The question would simply be, could Batman hold out long enough in the fight to beat Death? In terms of what Death brings to the table, I mean, he's a skilled hand-to-hand fighter, as well as a skilled individual with blades. He's also got supernatural abilities, capable clearly of teleportation or manifestation, whatever you want to refer to it as. He's not just like zipping around the battlefield like Nightcrawler. He's clearly got enhanced physicality too, even though he's fighting a cat. Both of them are stronger than what they seem to be. They seem to appear. That's what I was trying to say. He's also capable of creating like ethereal spectral fire that was purple flames that surrounded their fight. Also, this guy is Death. There's no way to kill Death. At least not in the conventional sense. He literally walked through the wishing star force field, a force field that literally obliterated kind of everyone else who went through it. And he just he negged that. He's also capable of psychological torment as well. He's capable of creating illusions. He's actually got quite a versatile rule book with him. Or not rule book, but utility belt, if you will, in this case. Batman, we know what everything Batman throws. He has his batarangs. He's got blades on his gloves. As you see, the spikes are actual blades. They also carry an electrical gauntlet effect that he can use to just beat the hell out of individuals. His suit is bulletproof for most, except for the highest caliber weapon, and it's explosion resistant, also fire resistant, and I believe mildly electrical resistant as well. He also has smoke bombs, smoke grenades, gas grenades. It's different batarangs for different purposes, and a kryptonite ring, which would not mean a damn thing in this fight. These two meet in a fight. Maybe it could be, actually, you know what it could be? Okay, picture this scenario, if you will. Batman is fighting League of Shadows. I am the League of Shadows. Coffee is my reckoning. We're watching Harley Quinn, me and my dad right now. We're only in season 2. Bane's still probably one of the best characters on that show. But he's there and Raish is there. Now, Raish is someone that would severely piss this guy off. Because he really is kind of like a puss. He's not Puss in Boots in the sense that he's not valuing his life. He's cheating death God knows how many times in the Lazarus pit. And that would almost certainly be pissing this guy off. So maybe he's come for Raish. Batman intervenes. And it's like, you're not taking him. He's gonna answer for his crimes. And he will, Batman. He will. But he will not be answering for the. But at first he's going to be answering for the crimes he's committed against the very fabric of his existence. It's like, what are you talking about? He's cheated death more times than I can count, Batman. Death, life, death, it's a balance. When you break that balance, things get messy. And so, of course, look who I'm talking to, the great Batman. By the way, this is not how I'm sounding a bit more like Antonio Banderas, but you've cheated death more times than I would like to count, Batman. Perhaps this time I should just do us a favor and end it now. So you can try, Wolf. This is gonna be fun. And so it comes in. Now I'm not certain how sharp those blades are, if I'm going to be honest. Clearly, Puss's weapon was able to block them. It's not like they're an infallible spectral weapon that cuts through souls and all that. No, these seem to actually function just like normal weapons, which means Batman should be able to block them with his gauntlet. His armor actually should be able to take a hit. So the question just is, between the two of them, and first, size-wise, by the way, actually, that's a very good question. We see him compared really only to Puss in stature. We don't see him compared to, say, like Mama Bear or, big Jack Horner, who are much larger than Pusses. We only see him compared to Puss. However, because he's standing on his hind legs, I imagine he is, roughly speaking, the same size as a normal human. We see him sitting at the bar, and he is pretty much the size of a normal human. So he's probably, roughly speaking, Batman's height. And we also see that he is fast when he fights, too. He is not to be trifled with. So Batman is struggling against this guy, but he is not backing down, because Batman, if there's one thing that personifies him, it's sheer tenacity and will. Well, one thing, two things, whatever. But tenacity and will go together. Right? It's his sheer will, like his drive to just keep going forward. And after a while, Lobo would start getting very. Somebody's like, "Why do you keep fighting, Batman?" Because I choose to. Because it's who I am. I was like, no, I'm not gonna bow to some force in nature. Not when I don't have to. And so they continue. It goes into the knuckle dusters. Batman just starts actually really applying now martial arts to him. That's the problem with Death's fighting style, is that there clearly is a lot of technique to it when it comes to his blades, but he's not like a true martial artist or anything like that. Not that he needs to be or anything. It's just, in terms of like hand-to-hand combat, Batman probably actually holds the edge here. Now, granted, Batman is only human. Even at peak human condition, he can only have so much stamina, so he will start to tire out. But it's all really about if he can just prove he can fight off death and value his life and the service he provides with his life. And I think this whole, let's call it this whole interaction would end with basically Death asking Batman a simple question: why do you live, Batman? What value do you think your life has? And Batman actually probably would hesitate on that. Maybe hesitate, but he would stop and think, like, I counter that with a question of my own: what value does any life have? The chance to be more and better than you were the next day. The chance to help someone, to help yourself, the chance to help yourself, but more importantly to help others and to further that down the generations. That's how progress is made. And that's how good wins over evil. Something along those lines. And Lobo would probably like look at him and just, hmm. And he just, he just flips the scythe and like, you are. I can see that will of yours, Batman. Batman. It is truly something incredible, even among your comrades. And keep fine. Keep the demon's head for now. No, in the end, we'll all meet again. And so he disappears into the fire. So yeah, in a fight, like if we're talking about fight to the death, well, he is death, and Batman would, in theory, in the longest of long-term, drawn-out battle of attrition fights, lose the fight. But that's not what a fight with him would more or less be like. It'd be more about trying to convince him, okay, what's the point of keeping me alive? Batman definitely would fall in one of those characters that would definitely interest him or impress him enough that it's like, all right, fine, you do a lot of good, or you try your best, even in the face of hopelessness, you still try. Why, Batman? Because that's what having hope is. um, is always, and you're gonna fail. You won't. There'll be days. There'll be many days you don't succeed, but you still keep trying for that one day where you do. And so yeah, I think Batman wins the fight. I do two quotation marks because it's like, okay, he survives the interaction, which for Puss means he won the fight, not the war. And Batman's going to be the same thing. He's going to learn the battle, but not the long-term war, because he's mortal. And so he will ultimately die in the end, unless you do some cosmic or magical bullshit. So yeah, I know I'm gonna piss someone off with that cause. Yeah, he's dead. Batman can't do you, Mary? So you're just glazing Batman. Which, by the way, I've never understood. Is it because like a glazed donut? Is that what glazing's supposed to mean? I don't know what glazing means. All I know is people are making up stupid terms for people just citing opinions. Either way, that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.